So unless you haven't been tuned in like the rest of the world, you may not have seen the Love Island drama, but you really should have seen it. Apparently, Huda allowed somebody on her live stream to drop the big N, and now she's getting some backlash. Well deserved, because she just laughed about it instead of just clicking the person off. And her, boyfriend Louis or whatever his name is he's half and half. But let's get into the drama and find out exactly what's going on and what's happening here. Maybe she deserves a fair shot. Maybe. Let's find out.
From season 7. There is so much drama that has unfolded in the last couple of days, with Huda coming out and speaking out about stuff. Olandria, Shelly, it all has to do with a live that Huda was on with her boyfriend Louis. We're going to get into everything and everything that everyone has been saying. You guys, there is so much that has unfolded since the ending of season 7 of Love Island. And when I tell you, I thought that come almost November, we would not be talking about the Love Island.
That we wouldn't talk about it anymore,
I just really truly thought that the drama would be behind us. Everyone would have just kind of not faded into irrelevance, but kind of been in their own lane, figuring out how they were going to be an influencer. I just really did not think that we would be in this place where they were all still going to be brought up in drama together, but here we are. It was an extremely controversial season. There was a lot being said online, a lot of feelings, a lot of thoughts, but we have got to get into what is recently
Let's get into the drama.
Okay?
Let's get into the new drama.
Huda has started dating perfect match Louis Russell. He was actually friends with Miguel from season 6 of Love Island, but once Huda started hanging out with Louis, people noticed that Leah, Miguel, they had all stopped associating with Louis, and they were wondering if it had to do with Huda. They came out and said that it was nothing to do with her, and more about the fact that Louis was clout chasing. He was using Huda for clout. And it seemed that his friendship with Miguel and Leah and anyone from season 6 was pretty much done. As time has gone on, though, he has continued his relationship with Huda. He recently asked her to be his girlfriend. It was this whole big, grand, elaborate thing, which, you guys, every single time someone from Love Island recently has been asking their partner to be their significant other, like boyfriend, girlfriend status, it has been the most elaborate asking. Like, you would think it was a proposal. They have been going all out. I don't know if they are in competition with each other or what. Huda was one of the first ones that I saw where Louis did this whole big thing for her, and then
I just want to say that this is overboard. This is overboard in so many ways. This is all for clout, all for social media. Would you be mine with the flowers and all this stuff? Are you asking her to marry you or just be your girlfriend? Because a simple post really could have done it, but all of this.
Ace asked Shelly to be his girlfriend, and it was this whole big proposal looking thing. And then recently Taylor asked Clark to be his girlfriend, and truly, I actually thought this was a proposal because I thought that they were already boyfriend-girlfriend. But
I thought they were already dating.
He asked, and he posted this whole elaborate video showing off the whole girlfriend proposal. Anyway, aside from the elaborate girlfriend askings recently, Huda has been on live with Louis. So many people are streaming these days, okay? Jeremiah is streaming.
Everyone.
Louis even had an interaction with Jeremiah while they were at something called the Reality Games. And it was like one of the first times that Jeremiah was even seeing Huda, and she was with Louis, and it was just, some people thought it was awkward. But anyway, this past week, Louis was on live with Huda, and they had people that were calling into their live, and when they answered the call, one person proceeded to call Olandria a slur, and it literally sounded like a child. It was the weirdest thing ever. But Huda and Louis immediately just start laughing, okay? And Huda's like, what did they say? Like, I think they said a bad word.
Hello?
Whoa, hey.
Yo, I turned that shit off.
Hey.
Yo, what the fuck? What did they say? They said a bad word.
Huda took to her Instagram story and said,
what
"Y'all,
did they
first of all,
say?
clickbait. Using a sensitive topic is actually insane. Me and Louis did not hear what was said in that no caller ID call on live.
Yeah, you did.
Only the racial slur, which we hung up immediately, and I don't condone anything of the sort. Whoever called purposely continuously called while we were live. I really don't condone racism, which is why it was immediately hung up. Once again, we did not hear it very well, considering it sounded like a child, only the last slur. I just wanted to address this before it blows out of proportion." She also said, also laughter was because it was awkward. Like, who the heck says something offensive like that on a call on his live? And as you can hear me say, what did they say? And they said a bad word, because that's all I heard.
No,
was
you
the
knew
bad
what
word.
they said.
It was awkward and inappropriate. Whoever said it is in the wrong. Louis then got on his
No, you knew exactly what was said. Here's the problem. There's two sides to this thing. Listen to me close here. There's two sides to this thing. The one is we have to stop, we as, people of my skin tone, have to stop letting a word control us so much. So many people, I'm going to, take your head off and take out your whole family because you said this word to me. This word, give it so much power. The more power you give the word, the stronger it becomes when somebody wants to use it as an offensive term, right? Because you're building it up. And so when you use it, it's like, it's crashing down on you. Does that make sense? And so that's the first thing. The second thing is, she knew exactly what was said. So for her to even laugh at it, it's kind of strange, honestly. And for her to be on the platform that she's on. See, this is going to hurt streamers in the long run. Because they're not like YouTubers who are recording these videos, and if I say something wrong, I just cut it out. Streamers are IRL, man. So if they say something stupid with the brands and the partnerships that they have and the sponsorships, they could get canceled really, really quickly. And that's what's happening to Huda right now. The Huda Beauty and all that other stuff, I think she lost a couple sponsors. I think we'll probably get to it later in the video. Maybe they'll mention it. But she lost out on a big deal or more because they said, we don't rock with that. Sorry. You're on the wrong side of controversy and we are not part of that. We're trying to keep our brand clean. So people that streaming, if they have big sponsorship deals, they really have to be careful. See, I have no sponsor. I'm just me. I can say whatever I need to say. But for those folks on a higher level, they got to watch out.
Happened on my live with a prank call and someone said something in a slur. I laughed and hung up because all I understood was the slur, but now finding out there was a name in front of it, but we didn't hear that. So just want to say that as much as people want to call me a clout chaser and all that BS, I really hate the Love Island fan base, and as a black man who has experienced enough racism all my life, I don't even want to give the person that said the slur the satisfaction that they get from this. But I have to come here and say something because it wasn't what we heard. Louis also proceeded to go on Snapchat to talk further about this.
People calling her racist and then calling me racist. Sorry.
I forgot it's on Brit.
Cough, cough. I don't know if you can see, I'm black. Yeah? Not the darkest, but I've definitely been kicked.
Not the darkest.
Right? And she's with me. So, make it make sense, bro. Bro, the world has gone to our kids are gonna grow up in like this. This is just an opportunity for the haters of my girl to with hate.
Now, the next day, Olandria ended up posting a statement about everything on our Instagram stories.
She said,
I do not condone racism of any kind, nor do I entertain it. That kind of language is never acceptable, not in anger, not as a joke, not ever. Words like that carry generations of pain, and pretending otherwise only keeps the cycle going. Defending it, laughing about it, or making excuses is even worse. I will not let this moment derail my purpose of uplifting my community. I'm standing firm in who I am and using this as an opportunity to call for real accountability and awareness. We all have a role in building a culture where speaking to one another with respect is the standard and where speaking against hate speech is the bare minimum. While I anticipate this will result in surface level apologies that fade in a few days, I'd like to transform this moment into something actionable. I encourage those who have participated in the stream and their followers to demonstrate a genuine commitment to anti-racism by donating to organizations and foundations dedicated to educating and uplifting this community, such as the UNCF, AACP, and or the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. I will be making a personal donation as well. In the next slides, I'll be sharing donation links to contribute in support of HBCUs and the underfunded educational resources for Black students. After this, other people from season 7 of Love Island began to come out and talk about what had occurred on Huda's live. Hannah posted, "I just want to take a moment to say that racism of any kind is completely unacceptable. No one should ever have to experience or hear hateful language directed at them ever. It's not something to be taken lightly or brushed off, and it's heartbreaking to see it happen to someone I care about. We all have a responsibility to call out racism when we see it and to create spaces that are safe, respectful, and inclusive for everyone. Iris also posted on her story, I would like to take this moment to say I do not condone racism whatsoever. This is a topic that I don't take lightly, and I want to...
We're not saying that you all do.
Let me be abundantly clear. I stand firmly against any form of racism and racial slurs.
Wow, they
Accountability and awareness is needed. Jeremiah also posted when someone said, send Ola some love and support. I just know she needs it. And he said, texted her and Nick the second I saw it. Shelly was basically directly calling out Huda in her post. She said, seeing what happened
Shelly don't play.
Love Island
she don't like Huda
and her partner laughing during a prank call that included a racist remark towards Olandria was disappointing to say the least. Racism isn't a prank. It's not entertainment, and it's definitely not something to laugh at. As a black woman, it's painful to watch moments like this play out so casually. Of the day to
let's talk about what happened
thoughts to make sure this didn't come.
Let's talk about the later thing. You know, she posted the statement. She's talking about making a donation to the NAACP. I get why they jump to that, but again, it's just a thing. We have to stop giving this word so much power. I just hate how much power it has. Because if somebody came up to me and said that to me today, you can't offend me, baby. You can't hurt me. Not with words. Sticks and stones with that whole thing, but you can't offend me. Because, I'll just say, okay, I'll be that. What else? What else you got? What else you got? I'll be that. Because it's not cause for me to say that, okay, now we need to throw hands. It's not cause for me to do that. You could say that about my mom, they're just words. Say that about my dad, they're all words. You're not personally hurting me with these or something, hurting a member of my family with these. That's the only thing that could get me going. Saying words to me, that's nothing. That's not hurting me. But like I said, I get it. They're on a big stage, on a big platform. So you have to jump like that. You can't ignore it. You have to say, I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. Look, this is what I need to do to be right. If I need to make a donation to the NAACP because somehow that's going to help, then I'll do it. But that's what they feel like they need to do. Like I said, they're on that bigger platform. Let me know your comments.
Off as disingenuous. Last night, I quickly posted a statement acknowledging my reaction to the racial slur that was said on Louie's live stream. I want to take this moment to more fully take accountability for my actions. I want to begin by saying I completely respect Olandria, and it's extremely disheartening that anyone, especially a presumed child, would find it excusable to use this type of language, and doing so only underlines the ignorance of the gravity that such a word carries. Olandria, it is now clear that this comment was targeted at you, and I apologize for my immediate reaction. My reaction in that moment came from being caught off guard, not from finding the word or situation funny. It was a nervous, uncomfortable reaction that I recognize was inappropriate. I want to be clear that I do not condone or tolerate anyone who uses such language, and I strongly encourage the individual responsible to reflect deeply on their words and the harm they've caused. I'm making a personal donation to the NAACP and encourage anyone who feels moved to do the same. I will also share a list of additional organizations that support racial equity, education, and mental health support, so that anyone who wants to contribute can do so meaningfully. With love, Huda. Louis then posted to his story, I'd like to extend my sincerest apology to all those affected by the caller who used language that completely goes against everything we stand for. Huda and I were extremely caught off guard. As a black man, I have greater empathy through my own lived experiences battling racism, and the idea that a flustered response to a very unnerving situation could be misinterpreted for me not taking that matter seriously is incredibly disheartening. I was extremely shocked that someone would so casually use harmful and dangerous language, and Huda and I both recognized the immediate need to end the call so we could process what had just happened. We were shocked that what sounded like a young caller could so thoughtlessly speak that way. This was an extremely unfortunate situation, one that in no way reflects my values nor Huda's. We are both very proud of the way we've used our platforms to be a voice for those who are often underrepresented, especially on TV. We are even more motivated now to approach every audience interaction with respect, inclusivity, and care. So there has just been a lot said by the Love Island cast, by Louis, since this live stream. It has been absolutely so insane to see all of this unfold. There's been so many reactions on the internet of people just in disbelief that this was even a situation that happened on that live. But I certainly want to know what you guys think about this, what everyone had to say.
It is crazy that happened, but like I said, it's just one of those things. If you have a platform that large, why are you not screening these calls? Why are you just taking random calls from random numbers and letting them say whatever they want? Because that's stupid, guys. That's stupid, guys. I'm just kidding. But no, that's seriously. I don't know. That's dumb. That's dumb. But whatever. Let me know your thoughts. It's still stupid to me. See you next time.